Chosen ones, I am very excited about tonight's messages, downloads, and a little bit of tarot if you can handle it. It will be for those who it is meant to be for. Now, you may notice that I don't often do these readings or lives with my face, so a little special treat tonight. Someone very close to me said that I had face value. Now, when it comes to the spiritual and tarot, it's so much more about the messages than about the person giving them. Of course, you want them to be high vibrational, but you don't need to see them as you're giving the messages. It's also for my own spiritual protection that I do not show the windows of my soul usually when I'm doing these readings. So, of course, I want to wait for a few people to come into the chat, come into the room, and just to set the energy right. And for additional protection for everyone who comes into this chat, high vibrational beings who are in alignment, we're going to light, let me not burn this white table. We're going to light a bay leaf. It's great as an insect repellent, as I've said in my previous lives. It's also great for spiritual protection. It's wonderful to bring to a boil in tea and consume it for anti-inflammatory properties. Of course, please always consult with your doctor. I am not a licensed professional, and these readings and videos, of course, are for entertainment purposes only. If you know, you know. And the flame is going out on this lighter. All right. We'll light that again about halfway through the live if I'm feeling like we need a bit of additional protection. But at this time, let me just say a big message has been that you are divinely guided and protected by your benevolent ancestors, your spirit guides, the universe, the Most High. And it's as though every threat, whether in spirit or in flesh, is promptly returned back to sender. It's a boomerang effect. Before we begin diving into the crowning messages with the Sacred Oracle Spirit deck, I do want to set the energy even higher because we're getting ready to enter into this Lionsgate 888 portal. If you know, you know. Go ahead. Yes, the chosen one. Exactly. 888. I say to you. So we're going to use this small but mighty Tibetan power bowl, Tibetan singing bowl. And then I have my larger crystal singing bowl, 432 hertz in the back. So if this live reaches a good amount of people, I will fill that one with water and we will do a cleansing here with that one as well. But let's just begin now. Setting your ambiance, setting your environment to take in these messages, maybe call upon your benevolent ancestors for any guidance that you're looking for to ascend through this portal. And first, let's just close our eyes. Of course, if you're not driving or if you're in a safe space to do so. And we're going to look up towards our third eye and just take a deep inhale through your nose, holding at the top, maybe even taking an extra sip of air if you can. And let it go. We're going to do that 2 more times. And with every time, I want you to breathe a little bit deeper, following the rhythm of your own breath. And with every exhale, I want you to find deeper relaxation and tension relief in your shoulders, in your neck, allowing them to glide down towards your tailbone. So once again, taking a deep inhale through the nose. And letting it go. If there's something specifically you're wishing to release before we enter into this Lionsgate portal, here where I'm at on Pacific time, it is still the 7th, but for many of you, it is already this Lionsgate. So let's go ahead, the powerful number 3, taking a deep inhale. Another sip if you can. And let it go heavy. 8 people in the chat. Hello, welcome in. Leave an 888 in the chat if you're excited, if you're feeling like the title says that your superpowers have been activated, that so-called junk DNA is not junk at all. It is the ancient codes that come from your lineage, from your benevolent ancestors. You may have been waking up and finding pieces of information. This has been a very powerful message and a repeat message. You just know things. You don't know why you know, how you know. You're quite positive you didn't learn it in this lifetime. Not only are you unlocking your ancient codes of DNA, but you're also remembering your past lives for some of you. This is unlocking your confidence. That Lionsgate portal is all about that Leo energy, the sun god Ra. And that's your solar plexus, which is the color yellow. Leave a yellow heart in the chat if you know, if you understand the message. The solar plexus, which sits above the sacral and the root, it's all about personal power, inner prowess. It's about confidence and courage. And I came across a note this week that I had written back in 2018, and it had the word courage broken down. If you know me, you know that I always say words cast spells. That's why they call it spelling. And the word itself, courage, if you break it down to coeur and age, coeur in French means heart. And age, well, we know what that means. So this is the age of the heart. We're no longer in those low frequencies where we're allowing our actions to be dictated by fear, our root chakra. Certainly, it serves its purpose because without our root chakra and fight or flight, we wouldn't have those means for survival. But currently, in this 3D world, many of us are locked into that fear from the media, from the people we hang around, from our environment, from the music we listen to the foods we eat. We're ascending though. If you know, you know. Thank you for those leaving the yellow hearts, you know, solar plexus chakra. So I wrote down a few messages after I meditated today before we dive into the tarot. And let me actually just, before, if tarot's not for you, that's totally fine. But I do want to be very clear. Reading tarot cards, first off, it's just a tool. I can deliver messages without the tool. Second, many people play cards, go fish, war, poker, and unless you're playing without your vision and you're brailing, you're reading cards. Even when you play a simple game of go fish, there's no difference with this as I don't channel. I'm not a medium. I don't tend to channel or try to pick up on specific past loved ones. I simply let benevolent spirit from within, from my own DNA, speak, as well as those who come into the chat and open up their energy. Now, this is high vibrational only. I trust in my own ancestors, the Most High, and my spirit guides to protect me from anything that I don't wish to open or unlock. I take this practice very seriously. That's why I take the time to set the vibration. That's why my lovely moderator, Sunny, he's in the chat, and he will quickly, like the Queen of Swords, cut you out of here if your energy isn't right. So, that being said, the tarot is a tool. I don't need it. It helped me a lot years ago in the beginning of realizing my own superpower, my gift of intuition. Now, you all have the gift of intuition, and I urge you to listen to your own inner power always before mine. If there's a message in this collective that simply just isn't resonating with you, it's not yours. Leave it here. Let someone who it is meant for receive. Your intuition will always guide you better than anyone ever could outside of you. That being said, a few downloads that I received after meditation is immerse your five senses in nature. Now, this is a very 3D thing, but vibrationally, it's going to help you to raise in consciousness to that 5D, if you will. So you want to be trying to eat more high vibrational foods. You know, foods that are green, that allow you to absorb those photons, those photonutrients from the sun. Because the sun, especially during this Lionsgate portal, is activating that DNA, that inner knowledge, that inner prowess. You want to be listening to high vibrational music. We have the singing bowls in the background, the singing bowl here, and my other singing bowl. I want you to ground your feet, feel the breeze, hug a tree, swim in a body of water, take a salt bath, dip your feet in a pool. Remember that nature is always talking to you. It's whether or not you're on the vibration to listen and to receive. And when you do receive these messages, be sure to send thanks to your benevolent ancestors and to nature because it is your life force. And these five senses, when you eat those high vibrational foods, you're satiating and satisfying your taste. When you listen to high vibe music, you're satiating and satisfying your audio. For some of you, you may be clairaudient. You may receive messages. You may hear, I don't want to say voices, no psychosis here. Once again, I'm not a doctor, but you may hear things internally that are downloads for you. And the other three senses, touch, smell, and sight, well, you can definitely get those in nature through the grounding of your feet, through sitting in meditation and feeling the breeze, and through sight. You can see the beautiful. Maybe you feel like hugging a tree. Maybe you like listening to the birds sing. You just crack your window. Try to take a moment every day, especially on this Lionsgate portal, to tap into those five senses. Now, to get into the Lionsgate, most of you know what it is, but a quick breakdown for those who don't, you can, of course, check the description. This Lionsgate portal opens every August. It's the 8th month of the 8th year. That's the Gregorian calendar, so we won't get into that, but 8-8. This year is the power of 3 because it is 8-8-8, meaning we are in the 8th month on the 8th day in the 8th year. 2024 in numerology, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. You can write it down, it equals 8. So we are in the 888 year. That is financial abundance. That is the infinity. We are breaking and unlocking these ancient karmic cycles and releasing, for some of you, generational curses, I'm hearing. And no such thing as coincidence. I don't know if you remember doing this as a kid, but is that not the superpower right there with the eights? Leave an 888 if your gifts have been unlocking. For many of you, you've had these gifts for a long time, but they're amplified right now. Double bonus if you yourself are a Leo. Triple bonus if you are within 52 days, whether 52 days past or 52 within the next 52 days, it is your birthday. So Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, and I believe even Libra will fall under that. Maybe Gemini, but you'd have to count the days. Those of you who are in your 8th year, you might be 35, 44, 17, 53. You add those two numbers together and you have the 8. For those of you who are realizing in this moment or later when this uploads to the public, comment your age if you feel comfortable, or just simply say, I'm in my year of the 8. I'm in my year of the 8, which I'm excited about. I'm getting ready to enter into it next month. So, powerful time. Okay, beautiful souls. I'm loving the energy in the chat tonight. I appreciate everyone who's here. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Be sure to turn on the notifications because you know, when us chosen ones, when we try to enlighten and raise the collective consciousness, the algorithm be hating. So turn those notifications on. And let's see what our crowning message is from the Starseed Oracle. This is not a traditional tarot deck. This is spiritual messages. We will get into the traditional tarot a little later into this live, but let's just see what energy we have for this Lionsgate. Spirit, please, please show. Oh my, these cards are jumping tonight. Please show my beautiful collective what it is that they need to see. Oh my goodness. I'm already seeing some repeat messages from the past lives. I just started sharing tarot here. You can't make this up. Repeat messages. Whew, quite a few jumpers as well. I shared a short yesterday that said it was something to the effect of Lionsgate portal is opening, Mother Earth is pulsing and dilating. Because when I recorded her, you could see, although the sun is often referred to as masculine energy, it just, you can't deny, once again in French, la porte, because their words are masculine and feminine. A port or a portal, a doorway is feminine. So that's feminine energy. And it looked as though she was dilating, okay? Her cervix was preparing for birth. And for, it is a great physical representation in the 3D of Earth preparing herself for all of the chosen. Now, I said this yesterday evening. Within 3 hours, we had an earthquake here. So Earth was quite literally pulsing. And this card came out in last week's live, and here it is again. Earth pulsing. You can't make this up. 8 likes, 8 people in the chat. Pulse of Mother, slow down, time in nature. This is what I mean about not needing the cards. They're just a tool that can help you to navigate the many messages that are coming through, especially as you're early on your ascension journey. I do not think tarot cards are for play. I don't think they're for everybody. I think we all have our own gifts, and I will leave it at that. Time in nature is going to serve you well. Even if you're new to meditation or your mind often wanders during, try to just bring it back to your breathing. As soon as you see a thought or something from the past creeps in, allow it to pass through like a cloud, not getting angry with yourself that your mind is wandering, but just simply coming back to the rising of your belly and your chest with every inhale, and the falling, the contraction, much like Mother Earth, of your ribs with every exhale. Tuning into your breath is a great way of taking your body out of fight or flight, calming the parasympathetic nervous system, and taking note of how you're just feeling in your body. Many of you grounding, you can see this person is laying there in what looks to be a bed of flowers. So you may benefit, if you live somewhere where it's warm right now in this northern hemisphere, from once again grounding your bare feet in Mother Earth, of laying on your back and letting the sun rays hit you, and allowing your electromagnetic energy to increase by receiving that electricity from the sun and getting that magnetism from the earth, from the ley lines that run beneath. Time in nature. Even if you're standing at the window on a break at your job and you're just letting it hit your pineal gland, any little bit matters and it counts. It makes a big difference. We have your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. I can definitely feel this message. There are a lot of you who, when you embark on this spiritual journey, it is not for the faint of heart. They don't call it a dark night of the soul for a reason. Many of you have been through the mud, but much like that ultimate enlightenment at the crown chakra, the 1,000 petaled lotus flower, you must go through the mud. I heard another reader refer to it as the refiner's fire, much like a pearl or a diamond goes through. And you can see this diamond here in the background. Many of you have been in that hermit mode. You know you have gifts, but maybe 1% of the world feels ready for them. And you're being called to share your gifts. Creative accountability here. Whatever your message is, whatever this gift is, creation and art is God, okay? No such thing as coincidence that an artist It almost looks like the capital T at the end, like a cross. Art is God, creation is God. To create is to be alive. It's like breathing. And we're constantly creating. We're constantly creating our reality through what we say. We're constantly creating our future through the seeds we're planting at this moment. And many of you, you have a beautiful art. I'm hearing voice for some of you. Because if you look, this person's almost standing at the mountaintop. Someone who has a message to share with the world, and maybe you think people aren't ready for it. And if I'm being honest, I didn't want to go live tonight, but I was being called to come on here and talk about what my life's purpose is, which I believe at this moment is helping to awaken the masses and allowing other chosen ones to feel not so alone, because my oh my, can it be lonely? Once you realize that everything comes from within and not without, you begin to enjoy your own company and rarely feel alone. Maybe only when you share your gifts or your wisdom and people toss it to the wayside. But artists, many of you are artists, creators, and this ability to manifest with this Lionsgate portal is absolutely beautiful for you. Whew. This is what we've been talking about, and I've left this in the description. Any baggage that is not yours to carry, think about it when you fly through the airlines. They make you weigh your bag if it looks too big. They don't want the plane to crash. They also want to charge you more money. The point being, though, a plane can't take off if there's too much weight on it. You cannot ascend or enter through this portal if you're carrying too much weight or baggage that is no longer yours to carry. For many of you, this is taking on roles. These may be old habits. You don't even realize that you're doing more for others than they're doing for you. And while nurturing and caring for others is a beautiful thing, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And for some of you, you've been trying. It's like as soon as you get a couple drops in your cup, you let one hit your tongue and you give the other to someone else, and you're both barely surviving. And with this, we have the great severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. A lot of times, anger gets stored within the body because our body keeps score. So, movement right now could serve you well, not just spending time in nature, but moving your body, your hips specifically, and your belly, where that solar plexus chakra rests, your inner power, your inner prowess. Lions and lionesses in the chat. If you're here and you're enjoying and you understand the message, leave a lion emoji. For the softening to love, this part can be hard because you can see this Mars energy, it's very dry, it's cracked. There's not much hydration there. And it's hard to forgive. It's hard to forgive others, and it's hard to continue to give when you're yourself not receiving. So you're being called to move out of love. And that's so simple in concept and hard in execution because you often encounter, as I call them, demon hoppers, where you're having a wonderful day, you're in high spirits, everything's going great, your vibration is high, you're a master of your emotions, nothing can bring you down. And then you walk past someone, you smile, you try to pass on that good energy, and they stare into your soul, but they're not budging. So you say, okay, you let it roll off of your shoulders. Then the next person, they let the door slam right in front of you. And by about the fifth person who doesn't put respect on your energy, you're angry. You're, at the very least, you've lost some of that beautiful vibration. And this is why many of you have retreated into your cocoons, into your hermit mode, but you're being called to come outside and share your creative gifts. Why would you have these superpowers if they weren't meant to be shared with the world? Now, of course, not everyone deserves access to you. Let me say that one more time. Not everyone deserves access to you. If they have shown you in the past that they do not value you, simple, cut them out. The great severing. For some of you, there may need to be a conversation to let this person go. For others, simply saying nothing at all will do the trick. because I'm getting for some of you, they've left you on red quite a few times, and only when it's convenient for them do they reach out. Well, it's no longer convenient for the chosen to entertain people who cannot pour into their cup. Sometimes you give in relationships, friendships, business partnerships. Sometimes you give more, and that's okay. But the scales have to balance out. Otherwise, you will be in this angry energy, which is the root chakra, where we tend to store, as well as our sacral, past traumas, past arguments, unresolved conflict. And the very next message says, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Inner Earth. Now, this has many connotations. For those of you who know, you know. The inner Earth, there are a lot of beings there. Some of you may have ties to the beings from the inner Earth. For others, the other way to look at this card, excuse me, is inner Earth is you. You're no longer looking outside of yourself for confirmation, for validation. This shirt or this shirt, today or tomorrow, you're no longer asking people their opinion. You're just doing and moving in spirit, moving in your highest vibration. That's that Lionsgate portal, okay? But you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. I have to say this. Many of you have been, myself included, experiencing ascension symptoms, and maybe you have for quite some time, but it has skyrocketed, I would say, since the full moon we had last month that was in watery Cancer, all about diving deep into your emotions. You may have cried many tears, more than maybe you've cried in your entire life. You may have physically released a lot of waste or done a detox. For many of you, you may have been experiencing more radical pain within your body. And once again, I am not a medical doctor. If you're experiencing pain of any sort, please speak to your primary care physician. But I'm speaking from my own experience. Right as I felt like I was going through a breakthrough, I had to first have a breakdown. I was putting out a lot of things, and I felt as though my cup was empty. It was not being replenished. And I realized a lot of the pain I was experiencing in my own body, despite eating clean, surrounding myself with high frequency energy and exercising every day, I was experiencing pain at a phenomenal rate over the last couple weeks. And I realized as I activated my throat chakra and began telling the people around me what it is that I needed or what I wasn't receiving, some of those pains amplified and others started to subside. I'm saying all of this to say, whatever you're going through, whether it be physical, emotional, or spiritual, this too shall pass. I want you to remember, think about a cold you had as a kid, or maybe even recently. That day before you start to feel better, you feel your absolute worst. And many of you have been feeling like that. Many of you. That's because everything is getting ready to change. If you can become a master of your emotions, if you can become not stingy, but selective with your energy and who you entertain and who you're around, is this inner earth and this new earth that we have up next, it's going to be beautiful for you. Your soul tribe is waiting for you. Your other fellow chosen, many of them are here in the chat. I'm loving to see this. And I see there's an Octavius in the building. I love the Oct because that's the 8 as well. So I already know you're tapped in. Thank you to Shrishti. Hopefully I said that right. Corey, everyone in the chat, I'm appreciating you being here because I can just feel the energy and the vibration rising. This is filling my own cup despite it being an energy exchange. But with this new earth here, it says it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Some of you, you want to get distracted. Many of you, those demon hoppers that I was talking about, it's your close family and close friends. Some of them have to go. They cannot all come with you. That may be that baggage. And that may sound really cutthroat and ruthless to some. But you do have a soul family. People who are on the same mission as you, who see you. That's the thing about the chosen family. You see someone else, you see the beauty and the wisdom they hold. You don't side eye when they bring up something you've never heard about because you didn't read it in fifth grade science or in your doctoral program. You are always open and willing to learn from others, no matter how much knowledge you attain. You understand and overstand that there are always people who are going to come along your journey to teach you a lesson. It's also very important to remember not everyone who comes into your life is meant to be there for a lifetime. Even your ace boon coon, your bestie, yes, even them. If you are no longer mutually beneficial to one another, think about it on a vibrational level. If you're vibrating up here, but your best friend from middle school is down here, that means every time you come around them, it may be great to relish in old memories, but that means every time you come around, you have to lower yourself down to their vibration, to no fault of this best friend, but it's just a matter of fact. And you're wondering why your manifestations are taking too long, or all in divine timing, of course. You're wondering why manifestations are slow. You're wondering why you keep getting met with an obstacle. There's something in your life that has to go, that has to be severed. It's a cord cutting, if you will. The same way that a mother is tied to her baby with the umbilical cord. Once the baby comes out of that birth canal, you can no longer be attached to that umbilical cord. You can do cord clamping. I have medulla, so that's a whole separate conversation. However, eventually it needs to be cut and prompt same day. So you cannot hold on to everything forever. It doesn't mean that person didn't serve a purpose. It doesn't mean you have to be enemies. It doesn't mean you don't have love and that you don't want the best for them. You don't want their highest and greatest success, but you love you more. And that's what this portal is about. Many of you are opening this door, and it's your own heart and it's within to yourself. A lot of self reflection. Many of you have been having these incredibly intense dreams. And we're also in a Mercury retrograde, which doesn't end until the 27th of this month, I believe. So don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if people over the last week that are from your past, whom you haven't talked to for a while, they're reaching out. They want to see what you're up to. What's the chosen doing? You know, I never celebrated or supported their light. I may have even celebrated it to their face, but talked about them behind their back because something about your light was irritating their demons. And now here they come as you're shining bright, as you're getting ready to elevate, and they just want to kind of like cling on to you, parasitic type energy to come with you on the ascension. And so while it's not your fault that they're behaving in that manner, you have to take accountability here for severing that tie. Otherwise, it's going to hold you back. And I heard someone say, don't get so caught up in dates, okay? Which is very true. You can ascend. Many of you have been ascending for a while. But this portal, it just simply amplifies the energy. So everything you've been working towards, it's like going to a master class and being surrounded by like-minded individuals. It's just such an incredulous, I don't know why I'm saying incredulous, but a beautiful energy. No second guessing ourselves, okay? Even when I stutter, it happened for a reason. We're no longer overthinking the past because the present is a gift, okay? We're going to dive into the sacred spirit reading cards now. A few more spiritual messages before we get into the traditional tarot. Now, of course, money. The 8 is all about abundance. So, a very powerful time. For some of you, I'm hearing big contracts are going to be closing. New clients are going to be flooding in. It's almost as though I see some of you refreshing. I don't know if you're refreshing your social platform or if you're refreshing your email, waiting for that confirmation, waiting for that sale, that high ticket sale. But my oh my, is it coming? And for some of you, just be prepared because it may be overwhelming when these floodgates open. Spirit, please show that one. wanted to come out. Eternal union, this came out the other week as well. For some of you, that's going to be love. New love is forming. Please show my beautiful chosen what it is that they need to see. Ooh, yes, I'm loving this. Number 3, astral travel, caution needed. This is going hand in hand with a message I shared last week about this succubus energy that was trying to come for a lot of my chosen in their dreams last week and this week. If you've experienced that and you feel comfortable sharing, leave it in the comments. But I definitely can see that many of you, because you're ascending into this 5D and you're leaving these 3D worldly material things behind, or they just simply no longer hold much value, well, then they're trying to come for you in the dream state where your subconscious mind is most impressionable, where you're not as strong willed to say no. And so these spirits may be coming to you in your sleep, trying to have intimate activity with you, whether it be a hug, a kiss, and beyond. Be very, very mindful of those coming to you in your dreams. Oftentimes, it's people who you know in this 3D reality, because astral travel can be a beautiful thing, but it is not for play. Once again, caution is needed. I'm being told to shuffle again. I'm going to shuffle one more time, see if I don't get any jumpers. If not, I will pull 2 from the top, 2 from the bottom. Thank you, Spirit. Any messages for my chosen? Messages for my chosen during this powerful Lionsgate portal. All right. Yes. Let's start with this one. Number 13, emotional challenges, resolve the issue. We spoke about this a few minutes ago. For some of you, there's this conflict that needs resolution before you sever this tie. You can't just leave it how it is. For some people, you can just quietly exit stage left. And for others, this person needs to be addressed. They need to know why and what they did. That's what I'm hearing. They need to know what they did and why you're gracefully bowing out from them. Resolve the issue. Because this is the number 13, I'm getting this is a very strong connection you have with this person. You may have known them since you were 13 years old or a teenager. You may have been in a 13-year relationship. The 13 in numerology, 1 plus 3 is the 4, so it could be a 4-year. Maybe someone from college, a 4-year university, a dental school. Law school is 3, but maybe it took you 4. I mean, emotional challenges, though. You have been crying many tears. I'm getting this message is going to be very specific to one person, not many people in this chat. So only take what resonates. But this person has been holding a lot of space in your mind and in your heart rent free. You've cried many tears to the point of exhaustion where you can no longer cry any more tears. Wow, you have the 4 13 92. Your birth year in numerology would be the 9, the 1, the 3. You're the 3. Your birth year is the 3. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. You've cried many tears and you've allowed this person to hold space in your mind rent free. And now is the time where you let them know about themselves. And this doesn't mean to yell at them. This doesn't mean to come out of your high vibrational energy. It's simply as though you are a lawyer, a judge, embracing that Libra energy and stating the facts. You may have given this person many passes. You may have turned a blind eye to many of their behaviors, I'm even seeing. So you have to explain to this person, I'm getting, because if you don't tell them, they're going to keep trying. So this has to be very finite and very specific when you tell this person why you're no longer engaging with them. It has to be a clean cutoff. And when you release that emotional baggage with this person, who you've known for a very long time, you're going to feel so much lighter. You're going to feel that ascension same day. You may feel a lot of heartache in the days to come because it's never easy to let go of someone who once brought you so much joy, of someone who you still understand was on your journey for a reason and you on theirs. So you never want to say, I wish I never met that person, because had you not met them, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here in the chat with me, which thank you for being here with me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Next, we have hidden realms, create conscious awareness. Look at these beautiful golden wings. Very much Lionsgate, Leo, sun energy here. You know, the chat is going up. I'm really appreciating all of everyone who is here. 17 people in the chat. If we get up to 30, I'm going to play the singing bowl with some water, get those high frequency vibes, okay? But with this 20, it's the 2, which can also be the 11. I may have some master number 11s here. If you know, you know. If you're ever interested in having me break down what your life path number is, you can, of course, go online and figure out how to do it yourself. But if you'd like for me to do it and give you a reading as well, check out the description. I do offer personal private readings. I get those recorded and then uploaded to you within 72 hours of purchase. It's a great way for you to be able to rewatch it, to take notes. And I never give anyone more than 2 readings a year. 6 months have to pass. So I'm not just here to take your money, to be clear. This is something I'm very passionate and very serious about, and I don't play with. So in these hidden realms, you can see the Lion Leo energy here. A lot of Leos in the chat, a lot of Leo energy, and I'm loving it. Leos, I've always been slightly envious, and I know that's a low vibration, but everyone has a bit of jealousy sometimes, and envy. What jealousy, envy is more so, it's a worse version because not only do you want it, but you don't want someone else to have it. So I won't want to say I'm envious, but I do experience jealousy sometimes in which I wish I had what someone else had. That doesn't mean I don't want them to have it. However, it's not about not experiencing these low vibrations. You have tears, you have anger, and you have jealousy for a reason. It only becomes toxic when you don't know how to transmute the energy. When you don't know how to transmute that low level energy and be inspired by what someone else has, and instead you're just like eating your banana, like, I don't like that shit. That's when we have a problem. So, Leos, back to the point. I have been always a bit jealous of this, just how you're very you so much conviction when you speak, when you want something, you don't care who doesn't want you to have it, you just go for it. And I'm like, as a Libra, which I'm a Libra, I'm always trying to balance the scales, find justice and judgment and equality. But sometimes I can bring out that sword, as the Queen of Swords does. And then by then, that's when you know you messed up. But for the most part, Libras are that iron fist in a velvet glove. And many people mistake that kindness for weakness. All right. Some of you, this hummingbird has been coming out a lot, and it's even here in this message, which we will get to. It's the spirit totem that I spoke of on my other channel on Sunday. So many of you may be seeing hummingbirds, whether that be in the flesh or on TV, a movie, on social media. When you see that, take account of your surroundings. There's a message that your spirit guides, your angels are trying to relay to you. That hummingbird is going to come through strong. I can also see, I actually never noticed this. His face, this angel, looks like a lion. So you have the lion's energy down in the corner, transmuting this death, this ascension. And this death is not death of a physical loved one or your physical body. This is death of you being reborn and emerging with these wings, a more conscious, illuminated, enlightened version of yourself. And it looks to be a hummingbird just here at the chest as well. Your third eye is wide open. Things are coming into balance for you. Be very mindful of what you're putting out, because what you put out, you're getting back tenfold. So generosity, compassion, kindness, love, truth. And here's this beautiful fire, number 22, which is the 4 again, Kundalini rising. Ignite your passion for life. I'm seeing someone's asking about how you calculate your life path number. You're simply going to add up all the digits until it breaks down to one single digit. So your entire birth year, your entire birth month, your entire birth date, until it add them up and break them until they break down to one digit. If they're a repeating number, 11223344, that's the only way, that's a master number that you wouldn't break it down to a single digit. And if you want me to go live talking about numerology, let me know. Put it in the comments. I appreciate you. Corey's in the chat. Let me just give Corey a shout out for a moment. I appreciate the fact that you understand and overstand the messages. You're always leaving comments and feedback underneath, and I greatly appreciate that. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. And I believe you're a Leo, so Leo season, let's go. Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life. Look at this. So for those of you who are unaware of the Kundalini energy, there is this black goo, if you will, that sits down at your sacrum, right at the tailbone area. And this goes along your back. You may have heard the 33 stairs to heaven. Well, there are 33 vertebrae in the spine. As you meditate, as you harness SEX, energy without allowing it to release, all of these different things, being a generous person, sharing your gifts, eating high vibrational foods, treating women, children, animals, those with less than you with respect. All of those things allow your vibration to rise. And for that goo, if you will, that dark matter energy that sits at your at your sacrum, it can rise from your root, ascending through all of the chakras, albeit if they're not blocked. It can rise and ascend all the way up from your root chakra to your sacral, to your solar plexus, to your heart, to your throat, to your third eye, that pineal gland, and right up to your crown, the ultimate illumination and enlightenment. And when this Kundalini energy rises, this is when you just see everything like, if you've ever seen the movie Lucy, you see through the veil. You see so many downloads are coming at you like crazy. It's just like you can't believe that you ever had the rose-colored glasses on before. It's as though you say something and the next moment it appears in your life. You have this ultimate ability to manifest, and it is Kundalini. It's a fire energy, so perfect for this Leo portal. Kundalini energy can be harnessed during meditation. Some people call it the breath of fire, or lion's breath is another great one to help that energy rise. There are many, many ways, okay? But this is all about igniting your passion for life. So many of you are being called to harness that inner power and share your gifts. Maybe you love watching YouTubers and you're like, they're trash. I could totally do better. I'm just kidding. We're all nice in here, so you didn't say that. But maybe you're just like, I could be as great. You're inspired instead of jealous. And yet you haven't put out that video yet. You haven't shared your message. You haven't shared your art and your gift with the world. And it may be because you're afraid of people judging you. You're afraid of family and friends who you know from 10 years back seeing you on a live doing tarot and they're like, what happened? But it's not about the 3D anymore. If you want to ascend through this portal, this lion's gate, you have to relinquish caring what people think. You have to relinquish conforming to other people's views, roles, and assumptions they've placed on you. Matter of fact, I wrote something down yesterday, and it was why strangers support you. If you've been following me for some time, I shared this on a short, but I had a download yesterday, and it was strangers support you the most because they have no version of you in their head that you need to satisfy nor dissatisfy. In other words, there's no expectation. If you come on this live and you've never seen me before, the messages may resonate. For some, they might leave. That's totally fine. It's not for them. But for others, it's easy to connect with someone who you have no expectation of. And so that is a gentle reminder that, especially in business, it's not usually going to be your friends and family who support you. Your friends and family are actually most often not going to be your target audience. And once you get into the esoteric and the spiritual, if they're not on that vibration with you, it's definitely not going to be for them. So maybe you create a channel that's separate, or you create a social media page that's separate, and you begin to embody and share things that not only raise your vibration and this Kundalini energy, but it raises the collective consciousness and helps you to fulfill and walk in your life's purpose. Because that's what this Lionsgate portal is all about. Many of you who've been feeling that anxiety or that depression, that judgment, that fear, it's simply your body rejecting this avatar. As I've always loved, Jim Carrey said that depression is when your body is tired of living in that avatar. It's tired of you pretending to be someone you're not. And for those who believe in the Most High, God cannot bless those who are pretending to be someone they're not. He can't bless the person you're pretending to be. I don't like the words bless because it's to be less, just like black is to be lack. So I'm brown, I'm more, and they're blessings, okay? We're in bliss over here. Last but not least, from the spirit messages, and then we'll dive into the tarot. We have number 34, spirit messages and observe limitations. How perfect is that? The 3 and the 4 is the 7 in numerology, which is the frequency of the planet. If you've ever listened to planetary tones, everything gives off a vibration and electricity, and the earth gives off the number 7. Observing these limitations, I'm getting that these limitations are self-imposed limitations. This is that fear of being judged. And trust me, I get it. I have days where I put out messages that I'm just like so passionate about. And the algorithm's like, we're going to shadow that. And then I feel like, why am I even doing this? Is it even reaching the people it's meant to? And that's why I think starting to go live just 2 weeks ago for the first time, this has really helped, just allowing me to connect with fellow chosen and to share my mission and to feel fulfilled. All right, I'm ready to dive into this tarot. So I hope you're ready as well. If you're feeling the message, you're ready for this Lionsgate, drop an 888 in the comments again. Definitely helps this live to reach more people. I'm going to take a sip of my mineral water, l'eau de minéral. If anyone in the chat speaks French, tu parles français? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Empress energy and the Ace of Pentacles when I split the deck. Now that is the energy I like to see. And your Empress energy with the Ace of Pentacles. There's that abundance. Someone said qui. Oh, they're saying oui. Yes. The 7th sun. I've also seen, I believe, a comment from you as well. So happy to see that some of my subscribers are in here. Let's go. You know, I did realize that I had a predominantly male audience. So when I was very apprehensive to start sharing tarot, but there are many male tarot readers as well. It just tends to resonate with female energy more. And so I did lose quite a few subscribers when I started sharing tarot, but I had to remind myself, quality over quantity. If the messages aren't for you, I'm not over here to cling on to people. I'm not clinging on to split ends or dead ends. If you want to go, go. The door is open, and it only creates and makes more space for those who it's going to resonate with to come in. Because otherwise, that's me dimming my light, not sharing my gift, all out of fear of a subscriber count. Come on, we're not doing that after the Lionsgate portal. We're not allowing people to dictate our actions and our gifts and our superpowers. 3 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I am loving this energy. Spirit, please show. Okay. The cards, 2 of these cards are flipped the wrong way. So if that's not a message, I don't know what is. We're taking those pentacles. They're both pentacles, mind you. That money is going to be flowing in for quite a few people. I must have split the deck. What is going on here? You know, I always say when the deck sticks when I'm shuffling, it's going to be a juicy read. I don't think in over 4 years of reading tarot, I've ever had the deck like this. I might have been distracted and shuffled it funny, but what in the world? Some of you are between worlds. That is a very big message. You're in that in between where you left the old things behind, but you're not quite sure what the future looks like or what it holds for you. And this portal, it's just like it's flooding in. You're being called to your life's purpose, your life's mission, and it's becoming abundantly clear. So many pentacles. Oh my goodness. We're getting there. Patience. Patience. Been another message. And that one resonates with me deeply. Patience. All right. Let's try this again. We'll leave that Three of Pentacles and that Knight of Pentacles. Spirit, please and thank you. Show my collective what it is that they need to see. What messages and divine guidance, we'll take that one, do you have for my conscious chosen collective? Please show them what it is that they need to. Got stuck on the Empress. See. Bottom of the deck, we had the moon in reverse. I do read reversals sometimes, and then I show it to you in the upright as well. So let's begin with what's in the subconscious. I always look at the bottom of the deck as the subconscious. In your subconscious, you have the moon energy, Pisces, sometimes even referred to as Cancer, but it is water. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, major arcana here. When it's in reverse, let's talk about the upright first. In the upright, the moon is all about harnessing your emotions. It is about truths and things done in the dark being illuminated for you. So, with this moon energy being in reverse, there is something that is right under your nose. I've said this in a recent reading, but there is something that's being hidden from you, but it's being hidden from you in plain sight. It may be something that brings you so much joy that you do almost every day, but you never thought to make it a passion project or even a business. And after this reading, or maybe during this reading, it might click for you what that thing is. But over these next couple weeks, it's going to come to fruition. It's going to come right to the forefront. You're going to be like, how did I not see this? I've been doing this my whole life and I'm great at it. So that's another clear message that people are going to be telling you you're good at this thing. Believe them when they're giving you the compliment. Don't say, oh, no, I'm not. That. Accept it. Say, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So with this moon, this is also numbered 18 in the deck, which is the 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. That is wish fulfillment, the 333. I'm getting there's something lost that you will be reclaiming. Someone in here has been studying the 13 bloodlines, or will be giving blood or having your blood drawn in the next couple weeks. Others of you are learning Chinese or Japanese, I'm getting. Someone here is a massage therapist. And some of you, with the Pisces energy here, it's like the two moons, the waxing and the waning, the crescent. Someone may have a moon on their wrist, or I'm getting on their neck near their clavicle. Very specific for someone. So please only take what resonates, of course. So that's what we had in the subconscious, the moon in reverse. That's not a bad card. It's about things done in the dark coming to light. I'm getting this is something in the dark within you that's going to be activated during this Lionsgate portal. Then we had that Three of Pentacles that jumped out. This is a very worn card in my deck, so I guess this card comes out quite a bit, which I'm loving for this energy because I haven't seen it in a while. This is about things coming into alignment. It also looks like that Kundalini energy rising. It also happens to be yellow, the color of your solar plexus chakra, which also happens to be your third chakra. Above the root, above the sacral, there sits your solar power, your solar plexus, inner power. With this Three of Pentacles, it can often denote partnerships, lucrative partnerships when you collaborate with other people. Okay, if there's an idea The point of being chosen and being in this collective is that we can reach out and share. And that's one thing I'm going to just have a quick soapbox moment. Very quick. Let me be brief. Many of us, as we begin to grow, we don't think that we need to respond to everyone, which of course limit access to your energy. Not everyone deserves it. However, in this community, sharing ideas, being able to reach out and collaborate is a big thing. So if any of my viewers have an idea and they think that we could collaborate on something, don't hesitate to email me, okay? That came through. I will not take it for granted, okay? Because I'm definitely getting that teamwork makes the dream work here with this 3 of Pentacles. The 3 is that magic number. Be on the lookout. Many of you have been seeing angel numbers 333 on the clock. You've probably been screenshotting it on your phone. And this 3 of Pentacles, this is all about balance in finances. And the Pentacles is earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For many of you, you're building something with this 3 from the ground up, a strong foundation. You may not see the fruits of your labor yet. Heck, the little seed may not have pushed through the soil, but your roots run deep. This 3 of Pentacles is about slow and steady winning the race, building a solid foundation before trying to build a castle on top of it. Okay. I'm loving that energy. Now, you do have someone coming in here, this Knight of Pentacles, who's going to be coming in with an offer. The Knight is often fast moving, easy come, easy go. This is someone who comes for a good time, but maybe not a long time. So, with the Knight, I always say be wary of anyone who's pushing you to sign a contract, sign on the dotted line before you're ready. And they do have this wand in the other hand too, which is about manifesting. So this may be someone who's actually had their eye on you for a while. They really want to work with you. I'm hearing that this is a good offer, but of course, if there's any contracts involved, large sums of money, please have an attorney look it over before you sign anything. Always a clear message with this Knight of Pentacles, because as I said, the Knight is not the king yet. So they may come in looking for a quick come up and then be out just as fast. So be mindful too, especially for those of you who are currently looking for investors for your startup. Okay. Nighttime, I'm getting nighttime is when a lot of you thrive. Many night owls in the building here. If you're a night owl like myself, leave an owl in the comments. Star energy. Your profession, the profession that you're going into, it is going to be filling emotionally, spiritually, and financially. They often say have different streams of income, have different hobbies, one that's spiritual, one that fills your cup, and one that fills your pockets. I'm hearing that this one, for some of this profession, it's like you struck gold. It's going to fulfill all of those things. And now they say don't put all of your eggs in one basket. So do branch off, and whatever this thing is, make sure you're creating something on the side that is just for you. Very clear message. And it's going to be fruitful. We got Empress energy here. Empress energy, Libra. This is the counterpart of Aries. What I love about the Empress is not only is this a money tree with beautiful, luscious fruit, but she sits there. She has her shield just in case anyone wants to try her, but she doesn't have her sword like she usually does as that Queen of Swords. The Empress has her shield, but she's rested. In the other hand, she has this cup or this chalice. The Empress never chases anything. She doesn't chase money. And this is feminine energy, but it applies to men and women. You don't chase money. You don't chase people. You don't chase places. They attract to you because you tap into this inner ancient DNA, this inner knowing, your intuition, and you allow it to come to you. This doesn't mean you don't do the work. It just simply means if you're chasing something, it's running from you. So the Empress knows never to do that. And yet she's sitting there with this beautiful, fruitful tree, knowing that the fruit is going to continue to come in as long as she remains in that energy. Now, I did come across a spiritual YouTuber who had a really great message last week, and it aligned with me because I had just shared something myself about non-conforming. And I'm getting a Victoria. It's coming through. I'm sorry, a couple messages are coming through. Victoria, I'm also getting 19. Some of you may watch 19 Keys. I'm also getting Lionsgate. You may have watched a movie by Lionsgate, not just the Lionsgate portal. You know, I did actually recently watch a 19 Keys, but that's not who I'm referring to when I speak of this spiritual YouTuber. But he basically, this person who I'm referring to, they're saying that many times we do the work. We do the yoga, we eat right, we do the meditation, the manifestation, we are living in a high vibration, yet we allow things outside of us to still affect us. We think we're a master of our emotions, and then someone cuts us off in traffic and we give them the bird. Or you, like me, you might share something to a social platform, and then when it doesn't receive the recognition or, views, it doesn't reach as many people as you like it to, it can feel a bit defeating. Now, while it's normal to have these human emotions, whenever you let the outcome or the desired reality affect you currently, you're not in that Empress energy. You're not in that energy to manifest like you think you're doing because you're still letting things outside of you influence you. The Empress doesn't do that. So, for many of you, that is going to be the energy, the Emperor and the Empress as you move through this Lionsgate portal. We have the Six of Swords. This is also air sign energy. Do I have any Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini in the chat? If so, let me know your air sign. I am a Libra myself. The Six of Swords is balanced. This is speaking positively to yourself. I'm hearing it's more important what you say to yourself over the next few weeks than what leaves your mouth in the physical. So, what you're thinking is what's going to manifest. Even if you don't say it out loud, your thoughts are so powerful. This is also direct and clear communication. So, for some of you who've been being called to share your gift, it is very much about you speaking. You can speak things into existence with this Six of Swords. Next, we have the Knight of Swords, fast moving communication. Someone's definitely looking for you during this retrograde. This can be a past lover. I don't usually like to talk much about love when I do tarot, unless it's a personal reading, because that energy can be very toxic sometimes, and I just don't want to open myself up to this. But very clearly, someone from your past is looking for you and they're trying to get in communication with you. For some of you, you know who this is. Whether you're watching this live or after it's uploaded, you're like, I know who this is. I've been ignoring them. It's going to amplify, not only with this portal, because when you pull your energy away from someone, even if they took it for granted, they begin to feel that disconnect. And so when they feel that disconnect, they want to bridge that gap and come back in and speak to you. And they've been looking for you. They may live near water or something to do with the ocean. I'm getting seashells. Or I'm getting that this person in the past breadcrumbed you and they were very much in a snail like energy where they gave um, a little bit here just to keep you around. This does not have to be romantic. This could be a friendship that was, you know, not strong. This could be an employer, I'm getting even for some of you, or a business partner, someone who promised a promotion or a raise, or you're supposed to sit down and talk about it, and they keep pushing it back. Now, they're going to be looking for you, whoever this is, and they're going to be ready and willing to communicate. You always have free will. Always listen to your own intuition. I do advise if this isn't a financial situation or a matter of if there is no expiry date on this, give it until after the retrograde to see if this person still continues to reach out because many people are going to be coming from your past, especially now, as I said, those demon hoppers, they hop into the vessels of people who you know, who you love, who you used to love, and they try to throw you off your path just before, just like that crab in a bucket energy. Okay. Virgo in the building. Let's go. 10 10. All right, I'm going to dive into the Dust to Onyx deck, one of my favorite melanated, beautiful decks. I always say don't judge my shuffling with this deck because it is very velvety and very difficult to shuffle, but it has some of the greatest images. In my last few tarot readings, I've been doing with the lights totally out. I usually don't show my face, but I'm glad I did tonight. You know, switch it up, let you know that I'm real. I was joking earlier and saying like it's like a Dave Chappelle episode, like show us your face. Like I'm real, I promise. You know, I'm exposing my age. I'm exposing my age with that one. Age is a state of mind. Age is mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. I'm being told to spread these. Let's spread these out and we're going to pull. We'll let the energy read. Okay. Let me make a bit of space here. Thank you all for your patience. If you're enjoying the chat, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're already not subscribed, and turn on that bell so you're notified every time I upload or go live. A lot of these lives I don't pre-plan. And if I do schedule them, sometimes it's only a couple hours in advance, as I don't like to have a schedule when it comes to the spiritual. Whenever I'm being called and I feel as though my cup is full enough to give, that's when I'm going to do it. So turn on those notifications. Let's see what we have up first. Mama Staff. I think this might have come out in the last reading. I'm getting Ruby. Some of you may know a Ruby. Some of you may be a Ruby Rose fan. That came through. Some of you have a bell or a wind chime just by your front window. And it brings you a lot of peace and a lot of protection. It may annoy your neighbors, I'm hearing, but it's a beautiful sound and it's just irritating the demons within them, okay? Mama Staff, this is fire energy. This is for my Leos once again. Mama Staff in the traditional tarot deck is the Queen of Wands. She is Earth manifest. She can will things into existence through her tongue, through her thoughts, through her actions. She is shrouded in these beautiful rings of gold. I'm hearing copper. For some of you, you may understand and overstand the power of copper, the healing powers of copper. If you know, you know. The seashells are coming through again. I'm also getting someone who blows bubbles. Maybe they chew bubble gum. This could be an ancestor. This isn't an ancestor reading, but I am getting a very maternal energy that may no longer be here in this 3D realm. I'm also getting cubic zirconium. Someone used to make jokes about that. This person has very beautiful cat-like eyes, whoever this person is. But when we're speaking of the collective here, this is the energy you're embodying. Please remember, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine energies, the yin and the yang. We just tap into some more than others at different times throughout our life. She is birthing her manifestations. I'm getting with your hands even. This may be something that you do with your hands. This message came out last week. Someone is very good with their hands. This is also someone who has been wearing a mask, but they see through the veil. They see everything that's going on. There's someone who may be in your ear telling you you're not good enough, telling you that will never work. Why would you do that? Why do you listen to that crazy YouTuber? I'm hearing this person bite off their nose in spite of their face. That's what I get with this card. But you are so divinely guided and protected. It's as though these are copper right around that crown chakra. Many of you may wear jewels in your hair. And your locks or your curls or your hair, no matter what type of hair you have, it's your antenna to the divine. So don't let anyone just touch it. And that's a whole another video for a whole separate day. Even when it comes to massages, letting people touch your hair, do your hair, style your hair, be very specific with who you let touch you. I made a short years ago on this channel about even why I prepare my own food most of the time. Just because I don't know if someone, at a fast food restaurant or a restaurant, slapped their mom before they came to work and then made my burrito and I'm eating that energy. Now, of course, if you're going to the store, many hands touch many things. So that's why it's so important to speak positivity over your food, over your water before you consume it. because anything you're putting inside of your vessel is medicine. It's a form of medicine. I like that energy. We got Leo energy coming out. So much manifestation power. The lovers. Major arcana here. This is Gemini energy. Gemini energy. Oh my goodness. This can be your spirit family. This can be a romantic love entering your life or someone who's in your life now, but they have your back. They have your back. This person, I mean, if you decided to up and move across the country tomorrow, they'd say, are we driving or flying? This is someone who you've been through a lot with. And this is number 6 in the tarot. Maybe this is a 6-year or a new relationship, 6 months. It may even, I'm not getting a trauma bond. This doesn't feel karmic. This feels, you can see they both have flowers blooming from their crown chakra. This is a fruitful relationship. This is, I fill your cup, you fill mine. Reciprocity, I'm getting with the lovers. What a beautiful, beautiful energy. Another major arcana that's also come out, Judgment. We talked about it. Here it is again. It's the double X, number 20, which is the 2. If you're a master number 11, you know. Judgment is coming upon those who spoke ill over the chosen. I didn't used to like that message when I would hear it myself because I'm always peace and balance and justice, but karma is always going to handle things. That's why physical violence is never the answer. That's why a lot of arguing with people, trying to communicate, having healthy debates, and being upset, that's always going to happen. But you don't have to handle it on the 3D because your ancestors have your back. Your spirit guides have your back. All of those who laughed, mocked, and ridiculed the chosen here, you see there's an entire audience. Now you're being recognized in front of all of these people. Judgment will be placed upon them, which won't be of your own doing. And I can see that this person, this is you if you've been in that chrysalis energy. And I said this message last week, but for some of us, we feel like late bloomers, but it's just simply that your wings are taking longer to form so that you can fly to higher heights, so that you can ascend into higher dimensions. I'm getting very much so with this green on the butterfly, heart chakra, moving in love. It happens to be just between the heart and the throat. There's also an indigo and a blue color here. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but that blue is activating that throat chakra energy. This purple, this indigo, is third eye or even potentially crown, depending on if you consider that indigo or violet. You are ascending, and even the people who pretend not to see you, they have no choice but to see you shrouded in greatness. This is not about wishing ill will on anyone. It's just about moving in your purpose and knowing that you're going to be recognized and rewarded for it in the physical and spiritual. Some of you are a voice of your generation. You have to begin to share your gifts. Even if you're writing them down and sharing them as written posts, you need to start sharing your gifts. Because when you talk, the room becomes quiet, still. You could hear a pin drop. You can hear a fan on in the background. You are going to be so larger than life when you tap into this gift that it's going to overshadow all of the naysayers of the past. They're all going to be watching as you're rewarded. Very, very clear message here. If this is resonating, leave a Leo in the comments. You cannot make this up. I'm spreading this deck out. I'm pulling cards and I'm getting some of the same cards from last week. Mind you, 3 major arcanas out of 4 cards here, and there's 174 cards in a tarot deck. We have death. But you might notice this isn't just scary death. This is leaving the old self behind, severing those old ties as we talked about in the beginning. This is Scorpio energy. And once you do that, these beautiful blooms, The fruits of your labor will be rewarded. You only couldn't take off in flight because the baggage of the past, of past lives, I'm hearing, of generational curses, of karmic toxic relationships were holding you back. And it's okay to mourn the death of your old self. It's okay to forgive yourself for past mistakes. Just remember, all paths led you here. This death of the old you is going to bring you into this judgment, into this beautiful energy of being rewarded. Everything that is owed to you, that's been a clear message this week. Everything that is owed to you is coming to you tenfold. All stagnancies and spirit of blockages are being released. What other messages do we have before I close this reading? Young Blade. This is the Page of Swords in the deck. Sometimes referred to the page as an immature energy, but I always like to look at them as curious. This is someone who's always open minded enough to entertain new perspectives, to fully hear someone instead of just listening to speak, to say the next thing, to try to get someone to hear your point. This is someone who is very good in communication because the blade, the swords, once again, it's all about the tongue. It's about clear cut communication. So many messages coming through for the collective about your voice being your gift. Whether you sing like a siren, la sirene, you have a beautiful voice to share with the world, or you have a message that is meant to inspire those around you, those who come across your path. Your crown chakra is so activated for many of you that it's this is going to sound, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to make up your own mind. This is not going to resonate with everyone. For some of you, when you turn the lights off at night to go to bed, you see more clearly than you do during the daylight. And I'm going to leave it at that. If you know, you know. I'm going to pull a few more messages. Thank you, everyone, for being in this chat. If you feel inclined to book a personal reading or donate, it should be pinned in the comments. It's also all in the description. Major Arcana, the Rider. In the traditional tarot deck, this is strength, Leo the Lion. As you can see, it's still depicted here despite being called the Rider. This is numbered 7 in the tarot deck. So many of you are in alignment with this frequency. You're ready, your earth is dilated and you're ready, okay? I cannot explain the abundance and the protection that surrounds the chosen at this time. Crown chakra fully activated, harnessing that manifestation fire power. You may create friction around some of you, but look, it's just like the Empress sitting on her throne, only this is the strength of a lion. Many times, the lion, the strength card is depicted as a woman prying the mouth open of a lion. But what I get with the strength card is you don't need to use brute physical strength to manifest what it is you want. Your softness, your truth, and your words are going to bring in and affect everyone around you. You don't have to yell at them. You're not going to have to persuade them. Everyone who's meant to come on this journey with you is just going to come because they believe in what it is you have to offer. This Lionsgate portal, especially for my Leos, goodness gracious, is this a powerful time? Some of you may be very into playing chess. I'm hearing many of you are playing chess while the rest of them are playing checkers. But I cannot stress to you enough how divinely guided you are. And this almost looks like the phoenix at the crown rising from the ashes. Many of you have been burnt by past situations and people, but you have gone through that refiner's fire and you're coming out as this beautiful diamond. You had to go through the pressure, you had to go through the turmoil to get here, because without it, you didn't build that muscle and you wouldn't have that strength of the rider. I'm going to pull 2 more cards and then I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much to everyone who's been in the live. I greatly appreciate all of your high vibrational energy. I'm told to pick up this and this. Let's see what we have. I love this. Six of Coins, Six of Pentacles. I often refer to this as you come to enlightenment, you're honoring everyone, every place, everything that brought you here. Once again, referring to this Kundalini energy and the chakras, this ascension in consciousness, if you will. I also look at this card sometimes as you being on a ship and realizing everybody can't come. You're going to be tossing a few people off the side spiritually. Okay, no cutting them off from access to your energy. And once you do, you're going to rise so high. The six is all about balance. Okay, the six is all about reciprocity. You give and you take, and vice versa. We have Papa Gord here as well. Papa Gord, this is the King of Cups, water energy. What a beautiful message to end on, because this is someone who doesn't just talk about it, they are about it. This is someone who creates their reality on a daily basis. They understand that everything does come within and not from without. This is someone who has mastered their emotions. They've put in that 10,000 hours to become a master. And you can see they're shrouded, their head in these beautiful seashells. They've been to the bottom of the ocean. They've been in the deep, dark depths of their own emotions. They've had to pick themselves up by the bootstraps. Maybe you've lost everything in the physical. Maybe you have no friends in the 3D. And because of this, because you've been through this, I'm getting this as very much a past energy. Now you are presently in the king energy, the master of your emotions. It even looks like an I. I create my reality. If these messages resonated with you, drop an I create my reality in the chat. Be sure to subscribe, like the video if you haven't already, leave a comment, help this to reach more of the collective. And I am truly, truly grateful for all of your beautiful energy, fellow chosen one. I will send you out with 8 more of the singing bowl, just to set the energy and intention before many of us go into our dream state soon and awake into this new earth, this new reality, the greatest and highest vibration version of ourselves. Beautiful star seeds, chosen ones, until next time, I am sending you so much love, peace, and elevation in consciousness. You are divinely guided and protected. Namaste and Ashe.